Good morning. It's Friday, 14th of November, halfway through November 2025, and there is so much happening behind the scenes. The truth is that everything that we now see is distraction. I said 5 years ago they're going to shut down the world's economy for a global financial reset. Now the world is seeing it. They're seeing the collapse of the US dollar. They're seeing the collapse of the euro. They're seeing the collapse of NATO. They're seeing the collapse of the New World Order. People are now awakening to what's really going on. And as this is all being collapsed, there is so much out there to distract. Whether it's Iran and Israel, whether it's Venezuela, whether it's Ukraine, whether it's the British government, the digital ID, all distraction. Don't live in fear. This is all to take you away as the old system is collapsed and the new system is activated. And for those people who followed this for a while, the reason that Paul is on this show is Paul's focus has been digital currency and understanding how it works, because it's part of our future. So this is a very important part of our journey, that we understand what's going on in the world, because I didn't. I had no idea what it even meant. So, Paul, it's always good to see you, but obviously this is an area that you specialise in because you've studied it.
Yes, absolutely right, Charlie. And as you rightly said, as we move forward, traditional finance, banking, you name it, is changing forever. We're going to have technology now that is going to keep an uneditable ledger, which means corruption is going to be recorded, exposed, you name it. The bad guys, the cabal, whatever you want to call it, they're not going to get away with what they've done for the last few hundred years, dare I say it. And it's going to be a wonderful place we're going into, Charlie. It really is.
It is, and when we talk about corruption and fraudsters, the biggest ones of those, of course, are the bankers, who've been leveraging and lending money that they don't even have. I mean, printing money, and being able to print money as much as you want, whenever you want, and still going bankrupt. Why on earth would you listen to your bank for advice when they can print their own money and still go bankrupt? And they want to advise you on how to invest your money, which basically means give us your money, because we still can't make enough even when we print our own. It's a crazy world out there, but when you know what's going on, you see right through it. It's a very interesting time to be alive, and you were handpicked to be alive right now and enjoy the show. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, everybody. Well, following speaking about crypto, my first story, regulators in Spain have fined X $5 million for failing to follow rules on cryptocurrency advertising, saying the platform didn't properly warn users about the risks associated with crypto promotions.
Well, Drew, that's a very important point, and Paul has been strong on this. With anything that's coming in new, the fraudsters will be out there, and it's important that people are protected, not just by governments, but by us, advising people to be careful. Having said that, I would never take advice from anybody in crypto that hasn't been ripped off. We all have to learn the hard way. I've learned the hard way, Drew's learned the hard way, Paul's learned the hard way, and it's a painful way to learn. We'll all make mistakes as we go forward together. But I would say to you, we will keep you advised the best way we can. The problem we have is we all get overexcited with something new. Don't get overexcited, be careful, and enjoy the transition. Paul.
Well, my first story is one of good news. The United States has launched a new military mission targeting what it calls narco-terrorists in the Western Hemisphere. War Secretary Pete Hegseth announced Operation Southern Spear, led by a joint task force under US Southern Command. He says the mission aims to protect the homeland and crack down on drug smuggling networks. Since September, the US has already destroyed at least 20 alleged cartel vessels in the Caribbean. US officials have also briefed President Trump on possible targets inside Venezuela, though no decisions have been made.
And I would urge every one of you to do your own research about the drug cartels, because they've been set up and managed by people that would surprise you. There's agencies within the government that are involved in this. And so for them to take them down is quite easy because they know who they are. They created it. And they've done it to cause unrest, to cause problems where we've got a solution. Of course you've got a solution. This is the same playbook that they've used for 50 or 100 years. They create the problem and then they create the solution, making out that they're the hero. You're not a hero if you created the problem. It's just perception. Just do your own research. I would urge you to. Don't take my word for it. I'm not the Messiah. I'm just Charlie. But this is what I found out. Do your research. Drew.
Well, next up for you youngsters out there, YouTube megastar Mr. Beast has launched a temporary amusement-style attraction in Saudi Arabia, drawing large crowds and expanding his presence in the Middle East entertainment scene.
Well, this is something that has shocked mainstream media, because what they did in 2020 was lock down the world. They never dreamt that people would turn the television off and go to social media. There are people out there like Mr. Beast, like many others. One that I watch is Matt Armstrong, because he transforms cars, and I like that. But they've become very, very popular with millions and millions of followers because people are turning away from mainstream media for a very simple reason. The mainstream media has not been honest. You only have to look at the BBC with Donald Trump. What happened recently was the tip of the iceberg. Donald Trump has now found out, as he's putting together his lawsuit, they did it once before to him as well. Because now they're starting to look. Now, if you go into a court anywhere in the world and you're caught lying about one thing, means the whole of your evidence has no value. It's very much like the BBC, ITV, CNN, all of these news channels. They've been caught lying. The world don't believe you anymore. Why would we? You lied about COVID, you lied about the vaccines, you lied about the lockdowns, you lied about 5G, you lied about everything. And suddenly we're supposed to believe you? People tend to believe social media now over against mainstream media because we're not journalists, but we've done a lot of research. I would urge you to do the same. And on top of that, trust your intuition. If it looks like shit and smells like shit, it's probably shit.
Well, heading into my next story, China has announced that President Xi Jinping will not attend this month's G20 summit in Johannesburg. Instead, Premier Li Qiang will represent the country. This summit, held on African soil for the first time, will focus on development priorities for Africa and the wider global south. Beijing says it fully supports South Africa's G20 presidency and plans to work with all members to promote multilateral cooperation. The US, however, has chosen to boycott the meeting, calling it their loss, according to President Ramaphosa.
Well, I couldn't agree more, because I regard Africa as God's country. It has more natural resource than you could ever imagine. But America, along with England and Europe, has robbed Africa blind. But those days are over. And my heart goes out to all the African people who've been abused for many, many years. They are wonderful, wonderful people. And Cyril Ramaphosa from South Africa, and those from Burkina Faso, and from those from other African countries who are standing up, we stand with you against the American hegemony, the UK's hegemony, and Europe's control over Africa. You have more natural resources than anywhere in the world, and you deserve to be the wealthiest continent in the world. Everyone's stolen from you for years and years and years. But your day is coming. It's God's country.
Next up, despite drawing crowds at the Web Summit in Lisbon, humanoid robots are still years away from being useful in factories or warehouses, according to Amazon's head of robotics. He says the machines struggle with strength, balance, and fine motor skills.
And my final story for today is about tomorrow's Insiders Club. We've got a new guest on tomorrow. We've got Emma Hartland, a young lady from the UK who's bang on point. Don't miss the Insiders Club. It's going to be fun. We look forward to seeing you. Have a wonderful day.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Noble Gold. Real assets. Real value. Your wealth protected.